So pretty wild weekend. You had two crazy walk-off wins. If you had to sum it up in a sentence or two, how'd you put this weekend in words?
Yeah, it was a crazy weekend. It was a fun weekend, and the thing I loved most about what the boys did this weekend was playing with poise, playing with confidence, late in close games. You just kind of had a feel on the bench like they just kind of believed they were going to win these games. They were kind of talking about waiting for everybody. Sort of knew something good was going to happen. Was sort of the feeling. That doesn't always mean it's going to. But even you get down, Sunday you get down 3 in the 10th against a team like Virginia. That ball game's probably over most times. But the boys came in. It didn't have that feel. It was like, all right, here we go. Let's go get 3 or 4. We're fine. They stayed together. And like I said, they played hard and they played with poise. And on top of that, everybody was ready all the way through. Whether it's Baylor getting a big hit off the bench on Saturday and having a big at-bat twice, actually, Saturday and Sunday. Scotty Brown coming in when Donovan gets hurt. We had guys pinch running, guys coming in to play D. Throughout the bullpen, it was an effort really top to bottom, 1 through 34. Everybody was ready to go, which was awesome.
There were about 15 radar guns on Justin Dunn on Saturday. Mike King had another great quality start on Sunday, but Jacob Stevens might be the unsung hero of this rotation. Talk about the freshman a little bit, and I think he's now second in the nation in ERA.
It's amazing what he's doing, and we obviously thought he was very good when we recruited him and offered him a scholarship, and we thought he was very good when we put him in the rotation as a freshman because that's a really hard thing to do. But who would have thought that you have a freshman with an ERA not only under 1, I think he's at 0.47 or something right now. It's ridiculous numbers. So you'd like to say you could predict that, and we did think he was going to be good, but not this good. And he's poised, he's competitive, nothing phases him. I mean, you're thrown on Friday night, against the defending national champions, and there wasn't an inkling of being nervous or being afraid or anything. He just went out and pitched, and and Coach Foster's done an unbelievable job, getting him ready and getting him up to this point to be able to do that. So it's fun to watch.
On Sunday, in the 9th inning, you pinched hit, and then you had the same pinch runner, stole second, advanced to third on the wild or a bad throw, and then you had a dropped third strike again. What was going through your head when you started to see all this deja vu?
Yeah, all of a sudden, that same exact scenario played out, and they had a mound meeting after Dom stole second and up in third, and I walked over the bench and said to the boys, I feel like I've seen this movie before, huh, boys? That was crazy, and it almost happened again. And Thice did a good job on Sunday, blocking that ball and making a good throw. But yeah, it was pretty unbelievable to have that exact same scenario play out 2 days in a row. But then again, once we didn't get that run, had a chance to win that game there, the boys kept going and kept going and kept going, which was awesome to see.
In the 10th, obviously Strem with a huge bases-clearing double. Talk about his development as a player over his years here.
Yeah, Michael's a kid that, he can play multiple positions for us. He's played, he came in as an infielder. He's played first. He could play second or third in the ACC. He's that athletic, and his hands and his feet are that good. And we've had him in left, and now he's playing center for us. And honestly, if he was just a pitcher, he'd be able to pitch in the ACC. He's that versatile on the field. And at the plate, he's always shown he's just got a knack for getting the barrel on the ball, and he's really been a doubles machine his whole career. So when he comes up, the whole goal at that point is, first get the tying run to the plate. That's what we're trying to do. Just get the tying run to the plate and give yourself a chance. And then, Scores does a great job there, and we run for him, put Gabriel in the game to run. Really, you're hoping Mike Strem hits a double. That's what you're really hoping. You're trying to continue to extend the inning, but with the tying run on first base, you hope he hits a ball in the gap or down the line like he did. And in your head before that, you sort of know this. as soon as that ball is hit, it's going to be close, and we're either going to tie this game or Gabe's getting thrown out the plate. So, but Mike continues to give us really good at bats, and he went through a little bit of a funk earlier in the year, and for about a week and a half wasn't having great at bats for us, and kind of regrouped and went back to work, and he was just getting ahead of himself and not swinging at the right pitches, and now the past couple of weeks he's been great again, which is what we expect. And even the great hitters are going to have times where they go into little funks, and Michael's now swinging the bat great again.
Yeah, I think Gabe gave us all a heart attack when he tripped going around second and third base there. But so Johnny Adams on Saturday and Sunday had some big plays. Obviously, he hasn't been swinging the bat as well as he did over the summer. Are you starting to see him maybe get in a little bit more of a rhythm and pick things up a bit?
He absolutely is, and he's doing exactly what he did last season. Kind of started slow and was great the second half of the year. He went to the Cape. He started a little bit slow, was great the second half of the year. And this year it started a little bit slow, and we're starting to see him be great again. And he's going to have a monster second half. I feel it. And the other thing about him is, he gets that big hit in the 12th, the double to kind of get us going. And he has a knack. Even when he's struggling at the plate, he has a knack for having great at bats in big situations. He's always done that. So I think we all sort of believe, and Johnny believes, and we as a staff and as a team believe that he's going to be really good for us the second half of the year here.
In his first weekend in the bullpen, Jesse Adams picks up 2 wins. That's obviously huge for you guys. How nice is it having an arm like that who can eat up innings out of the bullpen?
He can do better than eat up innings. He can dominate out of the bullpen, which is what he's shown. I said to a couple guys last week, the offensive analogy would be taking a kid and dropping him down in the order a little bit, and sometimes you go from 3 to 7 and kind of take a deep breath and relax and go hit, and all of a sudden it gets you hot. And I think that move to the bullpen is doing that for Jesse. He feels really comfortable out of the bullpen. He comes out of the bullpen with confidence, and I think he was just pressing in the starting role, and trying to do too much with every pitch and trying to almost throw a complete game before you get the first hitter out type of thing. Just too much going on, and now he goes to the bullpen and he looked awesome. And he gets 2 wins right away. He's going to be a huge part of this pen throughout the year, and he's, like you saw this weekend, he can now affect 2 games in a weekend, which is awesome.
It seemed like there was a pattern this weekend. Anytime they'd score, you guys would respond. You guys would also answer with a big inning. Is there anything you can do as a coach to try to get that same fire and intensity out of the guys at the plate, maybe when the other team is not scoring too?
Well, we're trying to score every inning, right? And the things that you always talk about, and every team talks about it, not specifically us, but when the other team scores, you try to figure out a way to answer. And then the flip side, when we score, you want to try to keep that momentum and defensively have a quick shutdown inning. So those are always things you focus on. And they did do a great job this weekend responding a lot of times when Virginia scored. And that is a focus. But like I said, we're trying to figure out how to score every inning. And our pitching staff, I think it's such a special group. And Jimmy Foster's doing such a good job with them that we don't feel like we have to go score 7, 8 runs every game. But I'd like to get more than 3, So it's just trying to figure out what can we do to get to 4, 5, 6 runs. And when you're running out there with Bear Stevens and JD and Michael King, 3, 4 runs, you got a chance to win a baseball game.
Could you talk about the change in the rotation and how the new rotation played out this weekend?
We Coach Foster came in on Tuesday morning and said, "Hey, I want to throw something by you," and threw the idea of that new rotation out. And then we sat as a staff and talked about it, and Saul and Murph loved it. It was funny. I was sort of the low man on the change. Those we talked about once, and we came back and talked about it again, and the staff believed in it so much. It was great. It was a great call, and like I said, initially I liked it, and then I kind of thought about it, and I was sort of a little bit back and forth on it. And then and then decided Tuesday afternoon, and it worked out perfectly. As much as we would have rather played 3 games against Florida State, you know, the timing of it worked out with only playing 1 game, that you could sort of do whatever you wanted with the rotation and put anybody wherever you wanted with those guys missing starts. So sort of said Tuesday afternoon, I said, hey, if this is what we believe in doing, let's go. And it was great. It was a great call by Jimmy Foster, and like I said, Sull and Murph were on board right away. And as you can see, it was a pretty good move, and we're excited about it going forward.